E-commerce, in full electronic commerce, is maintaining relationships and conducting business transactions that include selling information, services, and goods by means of computer telecommunications networks. Although e-commerce usually refers only to the trading of goods and services over the internet, broader economic activity is included. E-commerce consists of business to consumer and business to business commerce, as well as internal organizational transactions that support those activities. With the wide adoption of the internet and the introduction of the World Wide Web in 1991 and of the first browser for accessing it in 1993, most e-commerce shifted to the internet. More recently, with the global spread of smartphones and the accessibility of fast broadband connections to the internet, much e-commerce moved to mobile devices. Now let's talk about the Electronic Commerce Act of the Philippines. On June 14, 2000, President Joseph E. Estrada signed into law Republic Act No. 8792. It is a landmark legislation in the history of the Philippines. The Philippine internet community has played a major role in pushing for its passage. This act aims to facilitate domestic and international dealings, transactions, arrangements, agreements, contacts, and exchanges and storage of information through the utilization of electronic, optical, and similar medium, mode, instrumentality, and technology to recognize the authenticity and reliability of electronic documents related to such activities and to promote the universal use of electronic transaction in the government and general public. Here are salient features of Republic Act 8792. It gives a legal recognition of electronic data messages, electronic documents, and electronic signatures. It allows the formation of contracts in electronic form. It provides the mandate for the electronic implementation of transport documents to facilitate carriage of goods. It mandates the government to have the capability to do e-commerce within 2 years. It mandates RP Web to be implemented. RP Web is a strategy that intends to connect all government offices to the internet and provide universal access to the general public. The Department of Transportation and Communications, National Telecommunications Commission, and National Computer Center will come up with policies and rules that shall lead to substantial reduction of cost of telecommunication and internet facilities to ensure the implementation of RP Web. It made cable, broadcast, and wireless physical infrastructure within the activity of telecommunications. It empowers the Department of Trade and Industry to supervise the development of e-commerce in the country. It can also come up with policies and regulations when needed to facilitate the growth of e-commerce. It provided guidelines as to when a service provider can be liable. Authorities and parties with the legal right can only gain access to electronic documents, electronic data messages, and electronic signatures. For confidentiality purposes, it shall not share or convey to any other person. Hacking or cracking refers to unauthorized access, including the introduction of computer viruses, is punishable by a fine from 100,000 to maximum commensurate to damage, with imprisonment from 6 months to 3 years. Piracy through the use of telecommunication networks such as the internet that infringes intellectual property rights is punishable. The penalties are the same as hacking. All existing laws such as the Consumer Act of the Philippines also applies to e-commerce transactions. Here are the references of this lesson.